Hi, I'm Ronnie. I wrote this story. It's set in Cambodia, in Siem Reap, in the ruins of Angkor Wat. It's called Wat Butterfly. The bell-shaped steeples of Angkor Wat's ancient temples stretch towards the clouds, letting sunlight into every window, door and crevice in the mottled stone. In speechless awe, I traverse the passageways slowly, touching narrative bas-reliefs with curious fingertips, absorbing the mysterious history of each building, marvelling at their resistance to nature, wondering how they still stood proud amidst growing banyan roots. Nowhere was the beautiful cruelty of nature more apparent in walls that would tumble into rubble if the trees were removed, yet would still one day be destroyed if they were not. In the middle of the crumbling ruins, I felt strangely at peace, at one with the world. Khmer art adorns each doorway, each lintel, each stone, and the calming faces of the banyan, rain dripping down their cheeks and off their chins after the midday storm, are an artist's paradise. Ta Prohm, where the trees perch above the roofs of abandoned temples, is a wonderful blend of man-made history and the art of nature. Over centuries, the forest has reclaimed the land, both destroying and protecting the temples at the same time. At the mercy of the living jungle, the Buddhist temple, Ta Prohm, is the kind of magical setting where anyone can imagine walking right into the action on the set of an Indiana Jones movie. Such is the intriguing backdrop. Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, was filmed here with Angelina Jolie in the year 2000. Originally known as Rajavihara, Monastery of the King, construction on the Banyan-style temple began in 1186 AD, and on its completion in the early 13th century, it was dedicated to the mother of King Jayavarman VII. Ta Prohm's historical and political importance is highlighted in a rare Khmer inscription carved into the stone in the ancient temple. The inscription details the 3,140 surrounding villages, which were home to around 800,000 people who worked to provide services and supplies to the 79,365 people who built and maintained the temple, including 18 great priests, 2,740 officials, 2,202 assistants, and 615 dancers. It also notes the contents of the temple's coffers and inventory, a set of golden dishes weighing more than 500 kilograms, 35 diamonds, 40,620 pearls, 4,540 precious stones, 876 veils from China, 512 silk beds, and 523 parasols. Considering these numbers were probably exaggerated to glorify the king, Ta Prohm was still an impressive monument in its day. It was abandoned and fell into disrepair after the fall of the Khmer Empire in the 15th century. Due to its isolated jungle location, the sprawling temple has been repeatedly looted in recent years, and many of its ancient stone reliquaries have been lost forever. Ta Prohm is one of the largest of all the temple monuments that have so far been uncovered in the amazing Angkor Wat complex, and the revealing inscription on its wall also gives historians a sense of the size of the massive temple. The original complex included 260 statues of various gods, 39 towers with pinnacles, and 566 clusters of residences. When it was built, Tar Prom was comprised of a series of long, low buildings standing on one level and enclosed by a rectangular laterite wall. Only traces of this wall are visible today, parts of it entangled in the jungle, some of it lost to looters from nearby villages. The centre of the temple was once reached by a series of towers connected with narrow corridors that were designed to form sacred passages into the heart of the temple. At noon, I took a break from my meanderings and sought shelter under a broad leafy tree. In the grass lay a large stone carved with intricate Khmer designs, a fallen section of the temple wall. It was longer than my body and several feet thick. With my day pack as a pillow, I stretched out on the granite slab and enjoyed the shade underneath the enormous tree. From my perspective, I could observe the sun glinting through the rustling leaves and the vast blue sky beyond. Not far above my head, I noticed a large brown and yellow mottled cocoon moving on its branch as it wiggled and wound and wobbled. Eventually, I realized the transformation from caterpillar had taken place and a butterfly was emerging. What great timing! Endless busloads of tourists came and went from Tar Prom, which took its place on the UNESCO World Heritage List in 1992, making it one of the most visited temples in Cambodia. As local guides eagerly pointed out the Apsara hidden within the tree roots, their charges dutifully gasped and snapped vacation shots from every angle. Meanwhile, I languished on my private temple stone, and the colourful leopard lacewing emerged from the delicate chrysalis it had so carefully built as a mature caterpillar, sporting handsome crimson, yellow and black stripes, with dorsal and lateral rows of fine black spines. After gorging itself on passiflora as an infant, Sethosia Cyane, the mature adult, was now ready to dazzle the world with its bright tawny wings. Head first, the creature materialized, first sniffing the air before reaching out with both front legs. The darkened cocoon shuddered as the butterfly pushed at its casing, stretching out each leg one at a time, tentatively probing the tree bark with its delicate feet until it pulled itself outside all at once. The cool breeze caressed its slender body, gently tickling the crumpled wings. Outside the temple gate existed another world. Tourists were besieged by relentless armies of small children selling postcards, cold drinks, t-shirts, carvings, etchings and flutes, the purpose of which seemed quite unclear. It's possible one might get an urge to pipe a little tune in the middle of the jungle, but highly unlikely. Hidden behind my now sacred tree, I was left undisturbed to observe nature at its finest as more busloads of tourists tromped in and out of the ancient temple, exclaiming and pointing their cameras at the thick roots of the strangling figs entwined around intricately carved stones. Awestruck, they wrung fingers, still greasy from snacking on grilled meat skewers purchased nearby. Over the elegant carved ballet of celestial nymphs depicted in a series of lichen-covered bas-reliefs. The beautiful supernatural women known as Apsaras are the embodied female spirits of cloud and water. They are always portrayed as youthful and elegant, dancing in the palaces of the gods. All around Angkor Wat, it was common to see the breasts of the Apsaras worn smooth and shiny from constant rubbing. An ancient Cambodian fertility rite still being practiced today. Newly married Khmer men and women visit their apsaras and caress their breasts in the hope their children will be plentiful. Unaware of the cacophony of human invasion, the male leopard lacewing slowly shook out its wings, allowing them to dry in the breeze. Fascinated, I was frozen to my rock as I watched this wondrous process of nature. So absorbed with my precious find, I became oblivious to the passage of time. The crumpled wings gradually stretched and straightened, ironing out their own wrinkles as leisurely as a tourist tanning in the bright Cambodian sun. As I rested on my back, looking up into the tree, a secret voyeur to one of nature's daily mysteries, I felt privileged to witness such a magnificent event. Orange and tangerine and mandarin glistened on the underside, while darker orange and black marked the inside of the butterfly's drying wings. Fluttering in the breeze, as it dried itself off, its intricate patterns captured my attention, the golden wings contrasting sharply against the backdrop of brilliant green leaves as it danced on the branches near the empty cocoon. A few practiced flutters unbalanced the lacewing as it taught itself to fly. 2 steps left and 1 forward, it tried again. 3 more steps forward and the fluttering became steadier. Gaining confidence with each passing second, the magnificent leopard lacewing gracefully alighted the branch that had been home for the last few weeks and soared into the azure sky. Just a moment after its first flight began, a crested serpent eagle swooped down and snatched it out of the